Hello, it's Damian Questiny. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. A friend of mine recommended a movie I watched called The Men Who Stare at Goats. It was hilarious. But let's talk about remote influencing. Do you guys think that that's possible? And if it is possible, how would we do it? What would it look like? Is it possible to influence another object, thing, or person at a distance? And even take that a step further, and we can put our tinfoil hat on. And could you influence something in time, in the past or the future? As long as it had a signature, a frequency, right? In our last video, we talked about sound and how important it is to tune in to your target, to resonate with it. And if you are successful, perhaps you can influence it and ask it to respond to you. And you can respond to it because you have a way of coherence. So if you can get it to respond, is that considered influence? Let's give an example. Let's say that you are able to provide influence into anything that has breath, anything that has a cadence of internal, external life. The breath itself. In time, you can harmonize with breath. Maybe they can be influenced by tuning in. So what do I mean by this? One way to think about it is that you position your environment that is a reflection of the environment in which you want to influence. And then you provide action within that environment that will influence the other position or the other target in which you are attempting to accumulate data and information from. And also in return, give that target data and information. That is their reward for influencing. It receives, it gives, you receive, you give. Without that, how could there be an exchange of energy, a sharing? Right? I don't know any other way to influence other than the concept of sharing. So for me, I would consider that to be a building block in the complexity of how it is possible to influence at a distance. In science, they call this quantum entanglement. So if I bump my right toe, then the target in which I have my coherent connection with, its right toe gets bumped. If I jump up and down 3 times through coherence, then the target will jump up and down 3 times. Could this be possible? Could you influence something like that? If it had breath, could you tune your breath to it? Could you do it with birds? Could you do it with a cat and see what it sees and hear what it hears? Could you influence the innocence of a dog to where it would pick up its owner's remote to its TV, bury it in the backyard? When the owner comes home, it can't find his remote. That owner becomes paranoid, has trouble sleeping, right? Could you do that? Is that possible? What do you think? Do you think that through your intention you could cause other forms, other beings to provide tasks? Or could you perform those tasks by being in 2 places at once? Again, this is the great question regarding remote viewing and if it's real or not. What do you think? Thanks for listening. Y'all have a great day. Cheers.